Okay, market's about to open in about a minute. Ideas for today would be pretty much the same as yesterday. You have this profile that has this gap. We might come and fill this, is my idea. Fill this, maybe come down here, or we could go up, have a lot of problems up here because there's a lot of resistance up here. But if we get through it, we can continue. Same thing with down here. If we get through this and continue down, we just play continuations down. That would be idea. Very key areas that I would be watching is all these lows still. Are we going to do something like get under them, find no new sellers, and then bounce? Are we going to get under them, find new sellers, and continue down? Or we pull up here, find resistance, and then come down, or find new buyers above the trend line and all this resistance right here. I like to play opposites of lows, so once the lows are taken, I'm kind of looking for the other side. Kind of my idea as of right now. And what I'm looking at for highs available is this London's low. Asia's low. London's low is already taken, so nothing there. You got pre-market high up here that could be something. You got pre-market low down here, and you got London's high up here is things I would be looking for. But you have a strong thing right here as previous month right here. So we can hold this right here. But then we have some cloud action here. Like you would have to get up over the cloud, hold it, and then push up. You got like VWAP up here, 15-minute, and then obviously this big old resistance that I have for 4 hour time frame. Literally the same thing as yesterday, pretty much. Try to sit patient. I did work last night, so I tend to trade tired, like pretty ass. I'm pretty bad at when I don't get good sleep. So I'm well aware of that today. Gotta be aware of what you're bad at. Another thing, there's a lot of negative delta here, and we're not getting rewarded right now, so we're not going down. So that's, to me, that's problematic for all these sellers, because these are all big numbers. You had some high delta here, negative delta. We got through that already, so I would just ignore that by now. And I would just focus on this negative delta, see what happens when we come into this area. So interesting. This is why I think you should watch both of them. You see how we did not take the low of Asia right here, but if we go over to ES, we took the low. We took that low of Asia, and that could be the momentum going up, and it will drag NQ with it. And NQ might not see that low because ES did. And if you look at ES, there's a lot of positive delta down here, so a good opportunity that this could hold. And for that, I would just start looking for the upside of NQ. I don't really have a bias as far as like which way I want to go as of right now. I mean, if you hold under this London low, we already had resistance here, 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 3 times. This would be the 4th time. So that's pretty nice along with, that's where all this negative delta is. Right now, kind of looks like sellers are kind of defending it. We got all of this positive delta and it's not doing anything so far. Hmm. Hmm. If we convincingly get under this previous month low and there's a lot of delta on the tape, I will probably short it with if there's enough time to go take out these lows. Uh, the upside. Not really sure about the upside. Where I would start feeling comfortable making it go to the high side. Biggest thing would probably be get over this negative delta. Like you gotta prove you can get through all uh this negative zone. And yeah, I'm not seeing it. You got big negative delta coming in. You do got this 200 EMA on the daily time frame, which could be pretty problematic. Same thing as yesterday. You're gonna see big numbers around there. This is where I think banks are gonna exchange a lot because I think it's all like automated. And if I build a strategy, same thing as yesterday, with billions of dollars in place, am I gonna build it on EMAs on low time frames or am I gonna build it on high time frames? Big numbers always come in around these big daily EMAs and these 4 hour EMAs because that's big money. It's not regular retail money. And then all we're trying to do is get a little trade off of whatever they're doing on these EMAs. Got a lot of negative delta. A lot of negative delta. Off of rejecting this. Didn't even get up to it, which is nice. You're back at previous month low. The first 5 minutes is in, so the yellow part of this is gonna stay put. You're either gonna break the high or the low of the first 5 minutes of the market. And then the green one will set the first 15 minutes of the market. Just noticing I'm probably a little interested in what's gonna happen here because it's a big positive number down here. I mean that's pretty much 1,500 shares. If you can't hold here, you're good as gone in my eyes. Well, you got previous month low here, which is again another problematic thing. You can get support because you got the 200 EMA and the previous month low. It'll fail big or it'll recover big. One or the other is about to happen. And that's where like you find trap like all these negative sellers. If we start coming back up and getting above these negative sellers, these people aren't paying. These people have the potential to be trapped. The same way if it keeps going down, these buyers are trapped. There's only one way to get out of their position, and that's sell. So you put more sell pressure on the market. It's not going to help your cause. I want to buy right now because you're at previous month low, but I'm starting to develop a bias that it's gonna go down, so it's kind of a little hard. Kind of looking at like a descending triangle right here. Use the previous month low as the bottom, and then the trend line here. Starting to really think if we're going down. We're gonna put some orders right from the bottom of this. Because again, I want this move down to here. It's just about making a plan and executing on it. Got a lot of negative delta. You won't be worried around here because you're taking lows of areas, so we could pop right back up. Matter of fact, we're gonna put a stop loss in, so we'll just break even at this point. I'm hoping we just go right through this and we keep going. Like all these are stop orders. So there's big numbers here. If we hit them, there's a good potential we fly down. Or we're going to bounce right here. This is my first trade, so wanted to keep going. Yeah, I'm going to stop loss at $100 just to lock in $100. Look at all this negative delta. See that big numbers that I was pointing out right here? They're just over here now. So you got all that negative delta. We're just going to keep trailing it now with tighter stops. Because this definitely can just reverse right here. And we just keep trailing it until we can't. Until it knocks us out. If we fall, I mean, we got good potential to go hit all these lows because now we're under previous month's low. To me, sellers are proving themselves that they're here to bring this market down. And the buyers are not showing up. And you got ES just falling apart right now, same thing. We're gonna take 200 on that if it. Yeah, so we're out of that. You see ES is falling. Just the real trade is kind of in the cloud, but again, I was nervous beginning of the market. Again, I am tired, so I'm aware of what I do when I'm tired. So I'm trying to avoid that as well. So 197 for the first trade. Not bad. Most people takes all day, 8-hour shift to make that. It's kind of how I try to look at it. See how there's no big volume down here? There's no interest in making this market go more down as of right now. People could be loading in here, and then it looks better when it gets down here because now you rejected these lows. See, you're just using these lows now as resistance. I'm going to reset the DOM because I want to see the buyers and sellers in this moment. What is happening? And I want to see either high numbers of delta up here, all through here, and then we start moving down, and then you can realize they're trapped buyers because you're using this as a resistance, this whole thing. So like if you're playing resistance, support and resistance. If you're playing like break and retest, it's like break of resistance, retest, and then short. It's kind of how you're playing that. I just don't draw out levels. I just use highs and lows of key areas. If we get back under this 160, we could be interested. Really, the short was up here. That was the better short, but and another good short would be previous month low. Like if we could go up, hold it, and then push back down. Let's say it went like this, and then we go like that, and then we get here. Then you could get in around here and then target down here. So like the trade would be here to there. And the only reason you could start like predicting and it does what you think is by watching the charts in my mind. I think there's nothing better than just watching the charts and learning patterns and learning how it moves. Right here, you're kind of getting some buying because ES is kind of getting some buying right now. If ES tumbles through here, it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem for everybody, really. But they're trying to hold it. So my idea should be something like we took all these lows. If we're not gonna keep going down, the idea would be we're gonna bounce and we're gonna take some of these highs, that high and these highs up here, the London high, pink one, and maybe work into this 9 EMA on the daily if we hold this. So like we could let this do this, do this, do that, and then finally start trading around here when we're more confident we're gonna go target this. Because right now it's just a little bit more risky. Because like these EMAs are pointing down. That's what's not giving me the confidence to go long at the moment. And I want to short pops. So like when it pops up, I kind of want to get into the short. And you'll always see like ES is easier to trade far as how much it whips back and forth because it doesn't go far. It goes 80. That's 10 points. NQ is going like fucking 40 points, 50 points. So it's ES tends to be slower, but like it tends to be the direction maker in my mind. So if NQ is going down and ES is going up, I think it's gonna drag NQ up with it majority of the time. Sometimes NQ leads, but most of the time in my mind, ES leads and NQ follows because it has more liquidity behind it, which is just more shares. We are at 5 minute low of the market and the first 15 minutes. So again, that could have been a short. So like you would play that kind of because I'm talking, not focused. So the low of those and then previous month low, I would look at all of that as resistance, but then I would also look at like the 5 minute clouds right here. So you want to build a plan in my mind to average in. So it would be like get some here, get some here, get some here, get some here, get some here. So if you're positioning, if you use 10 contracts, you need to divide 10 contracts into 4 or 5 entries. If you're using 20 contracts, you need to divide that however you want. Me would kind of be like 2, 3, or 2, 1, 1, and then I want to fill whatever the rest is on the back side or the top side, because this is where I mostly think it's going to fail. We're missing great trades right now. So I'm looking for it to take this for sure. 159 is right there. If we cross that, I'm in. Just kind of looking for this low to kind of be taken and see if we can get some violent moves to down here. Just because we're under previous month low, I'm already creating like a short bias in my mind. I mean, clearly we're going down at the moment. Everything for me is at the moment. You're getting some big delta here. You want to see some follow through here. You do not want to see buyers kick this back up in front of all this negative delta. You want follow through here. You got 1,000. We're getting high into volume, and we're still holding a negative bid. Like right now, I don't like this as much. Like I wanted to see follow through. I didn't get the follow through that I was looking for. We'll try again. Like you almost see how there's like big numbers starting to develop here. You almost want to lock them in. Don't give them any hope, and you're giving them hope. Like you don't want this to even inch up because other buyers could be like, we can go up here. You want this to fail. Like you want it to fail now. And just make them trapped because their stop loss could be right here. Um, I'm just gonna do a stop loss at break even for now because I don't like how it's holding up. So it could pop again and then maybe get a better short. Or if it takes me out, I'll just re-enter if it keeps going down. I just don't like how it's holding. Like we get under this low right here. Right here, we get under this low and we don't find new sellers and we hold this and we're putting in 550 and 250 at the bottom here and we don't get movement to the downside, that doesn't look good to me. That looks like these people are getting trapped. You couldn't find new new sellers underneath a low. There's only one other thing to do, and that's go up. Buyers are only going to wait so long until they say, okay, you're not breaking this, and we're going to take this market back up. In my trading, this is my trading, right? It's just these give me areas to look at. So like this whole chart, I don't really care about the candles, just the highs and lows, the dotted lines, and the EMAs and the VWAPs give me the ability to say, okay, I like this area, I like this area, I like that area. I don't care about the candles. And then we go into looking at the delta of the footprint chart. We'll reset the DOMs in certain areas to see what's happening in that specific area. And then that's how we make a trade. This is just to give me some levels that I like. That's all this is. And then these two do the work, the DOM and the footprint chart. Well, now you're working into all this resistance. And I hate doing it like big areas, but kind of hard not to right now. This is like market open. Like all of this to me is all big sellers. So in my mind, the buyers have to get above this to just prove that they're strong enough to get through this. Otherwise, I just think we're going down. I'm just going with negative delta. Look at all this negative delta. All these people are getting rewarded. All these thousands of shares short. You just want to join their party. Their party's going down. We're going to join that party. Because these guys are happy. Really happy. And then if you go up, all this blue delta, they're not so happy. So why try to bail them out and try to make this market go back up? It looks better to the downside at the moment. So then we just find little scalps to make $100 or so, and we move on with our day. I do think you got some like trend lines developing. ES is holding up. Fucking tired. ES is holding up, holding all these lows. So in theory, my mindset would be like if you take these lows, you got, and there's no lows underneath, and we're not getting sell through. You just look to the upside and see where like highs are. So you got like highs up here, as I keep saying, but you got a lot to fight through. Like you got a lot of proving to do. You gotta like take this high, you gotta take this high, and every time you take a high, you gotta find more buyers. Which, I mean, that in theory, the dotted lines are the biggest thing I would worry about, like learning my trading strategy because it gives me my directions. That I want to trade. Like if we eat through this negative delta, there's a high chance I'm gonna start looking to the upside. But like if you look at the top of this delta, we're at like we'll just call it 250 to be round numbers. 250 gets you all the way up here. All this resistance right here is all that negative pressure. You're just in that 5 minute cloud. It's better to short this in my mind. So you're shorting into the pop, use this as resistance to cloud, and then push back down along with the previous month low and the 200 EMA. This looks good to the downside. This trend line just broke, right? But this could be a fake breakout. We can very much go fake breakout and down. It's kind of what I'm looking at right now. Alright, so you see this, there's a lot of positive delta for in this box. They're trying to prove themselves. Can you get above this box? Can you get over this 5-minute EMA? Can you reclaim previous month low? Can you get back over the 200 EMA on the daily? Again, it looks good, a lot of positive delta, but there's so much resistance here that we can eat through. I don't want to make it sound like you can't. You can eat through this in a second because there could be stop loss orders and they all get filled and you just go crazy. To me, you always have to think about both sides because both sides are trading. Like getting above previous month low, that's big. You broke down and you couldn't hold above it. What's that going to do for buyers? Buyers are going to go like, where's the sell? The sellers couldn't push this market down. It's time to go. I would still be a little worried about this 5-minute EMA cloud. This 5-minute EMA cloud normally does a lot of work in switching the direction back. Again, if we start going down right here because you're at previous month low, find sellers, all these buyers are trapped. You get back under this 800, you're probably going to start moving. I want to short, but I'm still a little worried that I could pop. We're just gonna get in 2 contracts. I'll probably average in if it goes back up. Because I like how it's rejecting this. We're back under it. We're leaving all these buyers potentially. Just there's so much buying on the ES. That was probably a little bit of FOMO, but it's okay. It's not the end of the world. And again, if all this positive delta continues and we're not moving up, that means they're getting sold into. So I would look to the downside to to like add more. There's some huge positive delta up here on the ES. Same thing, we're just not going anywhere. So as a buyer, you gotta kind of be like, why aren't we going? Again, I drew out the plan, hit this, all this, take this low would be the idea. And we'll see if that stays true. All I'm doing is literally the plan that I just spoke about like 10 minutes ago. And it either works or it doesn't. And if this works 6 times out of 10, you're fine. If it pops on the other side of this 200 EMA and like aggressively, we will just take the loss. If we hold here, I'll probably add in. Kind of what I'm waiting to do. Just because you're reclaiming this low. I like what's happening right now. We're just gonna get one more. Remember, like three contracts, I normally get 10 to 20, so we're not even close to like full position. If you notice, I don't really go full position too much. I gotta be very confident in what I'm about to do if I go full position. Like, I like how we're leaving all this delta here. I like that we're in the 5-minute cloud. I don't like, because if like we reclaim this previous month's low and hold, good chance that we're gonna just find all kinds of momentum to the upside. So that would kind of be what I'm fearing. But I do like how we're holding up here. Like, we're not just ripping right through this, and sellers are looking like they want to take control again. Now, will they? That's a different conversation. Because, like, pattern people, they could be looking at a bull flag. Like, you just gotta be aware of what people are looking at. Like, bull flag is right here. So if it spits out above all this, it's just gonna rip. You're gonna hit stop losses. ES is just going ham right now. It's just dragging the market up. We just have to take that loss. See, a lot of times I'll hold on to that and pray, but we're not holding on to that. And that's where I have problems. I'm trying to get better at just accepting the loss and surviving another trade. So you're just down 150. It's not the end of the world. 150 can go in a blink of an eye. See all this? This is all, not, like, as a person that's trying to push this market ahead, like go up, I'm looking for all this positive delta to hold. If we hold, and that means we're holding this 5-minute EMA, we're holding above this previous month low, I would think you're coming up. You're gonna go test these highs. Again, you gotta, my whole idea is you take these lows and you look at the opposite direction. You're at VWAP here, you took the 15-minute high, you took the 5-minute high, you got pre-market up here, if we're gonna do that. Or we're just gonna roll in, ES just wanted to touch this, and then we'll go back down. We're kind of holding all this positive delta right here. I'm kind of done with this negative delta because it did not hold. And you're kind of just looking at this to be something to hold. Like 222 is the bottom of that 5-minute EMA. And then your bottom of the high volume is 232. So there's a little bit to work with. We're going to take some of this. We're gonna see if we can get above this and keep going. And I'm starting to switch to the bull side because nothing, the things that I wanted to happen on the short side isn't happening. So there's only one other way to go, and like VWAP up here looks good. ES is kind of just moving, so there's no reason to kind of fight that. We want to go with trend. This could definitely still just be a breakdown still, but kind of more willing to try it. Could be because I'm tired. You got to be aware of yourself when you trading. Like when you're a bad trader, when you're a good trader. And when I'm tired, I don't trade good. This is kind of where I would want it to start holding. You resetted the DOM. I want to see positive delta hold. And then I might trade, get more share size off of that if we keep going. So you take this low, it's just lows and highs again. Can you find new sellers under this low? If not, we're just going to go back up. There you go. Still holding. I don't want to get out yet. I want to see around this previous month low. If we get above it, I'll probably add in, but it's not looking like it wants to. And there you go. So that's down 500. 500 is nothing, but we're not trading great. It's kind of hard to read this market at the moment. For me, obviously. See, like that's a big fail. I want to join this party. This could be me being a little tired, to be honest, and me being a little annoyed. If I'm being honest. Because what am I trading here? I have no levels. And this is why I'm going to go negative. I'm going to start doing bad shit. I think I've been talking about this the last couple of days. Like, you're right, and then you switch direction, and then you're even more wrong, and then you got more problems. This is what that looks like. And you see why that's a bad trade. If you don't see why, I don't know what else I can There was nothing I based that off of. I just got short out of kind of like anger that it's going down, and I switched my bias to the upside, and then it does this big rip down. That's all that is. I am going to get back more on the short side, so I am looking to add into this. This might be more of a full position coming. When in reality, yeah, I should probably take this loss, get on a different account. But, hey, the 9 EMA of the 5 minute, I want to kind of see it hold. You took that low, I just want to get more. This is the tough part of trading. Again, my main strategy is you took these lows, we're not continuing. You should take the hot, like go chase the highs. But there's some bias coming in right now, which my bias could be right. I was short all that time. I got faked out by this move right here. It happens. Just again, chasing these lows. Lows over here. You got all, see that 1800 just sticks out like a sore thumb out of all of this. They got stuck on ES. Doesn't mean we can't find buyers again right here, but you got stuck in all of this, and then seller said it's a good time to trade. But buyers definitely could push this up right now, as I'm saying that. So ES and NQ, the difference is you'll get these whip actions, so it sometimes can get confusing compared to ES. Like you're not going anywhere right now. But NQ will rip around 50, 60 points just for fun while it's waiting for a direction. I don't like anything that's happening right now. I actually still like the 5 minute. I can't say I don't like anything. That 5 minutes still here. You got a potential double bottom. I mean double top up here. 1, 2. You got higher low, lower highs. I mean there's something to work off, but it don't look that great. We're just gonna keep trying to trade off of this 5 minute. I love to play kind of like on the lines of them. So like the 9 and the 21. It's kind of something I tend to like to do. I'm gonna reset this Dom. Buyers are just holding this. Yeah, I'm just getting faked out a lot today. You can always tell when I'm tired because I start like getting more share size than I normally would. Like how many videos I'm only getting like 3 to 5. I'm already in the 7. I'm already thinking about trying to add more. That's the dangerous part of when I'm trading tired. Sometimes I get rewarded with it, but I don't think today I'm going to get rewarded with it. See that previous month low, there's just sellers sitting there. You have this big number getting developed. So right now it's either going to go up pretty hard or it's going to go down really hard. It's going to do one of the two. We're just at a key level. You're either going to get a lot of happy people buying or you're going to get a lot of happy people selling. We're underneath it, so I just want to play it underneath. I want to play that it's going to be resistance for now. I'm not the most confident in it, I'll say that. If we kind of break this trend line right here, that's kind of what I'm waiting for. And I'll probably get more if we get a convincing one to the downside. Like break that, yeah. Break that. I'm thinking you're gonna find a lot of sellers after that. That was literally my idea of why I was kind of staying in there, and that's what I wanted to see. And again, it's just simple. I want to go chase these lows still. We take this low, we want to see more sellers. We want to see a lot of selling pressure. If we even get there. Because you got, again, in my whole strategy of the high-low, Asia, London, pre-market, like when you're at the lows, you're supposed to be buying, not looking for continuations down until it proves that it wants to go down. Or if you just have a high bias, like I clearly do right now, that it's going to go down. But I can normally find myself in trouble doing what I'm doing right now. Because this is technically support for me. And I'm trying to use it as it's going to break it. So your trade is more like average in more up here. So when it comes down here, we can get out, not break even. I just didn't get in enough. That's like I talked about my scaling. Like I have to scale with my idea because if I don't scale enough into certain positions, I can't get the bailout or like make money. Like I could have went down the break even. We took this low and we didn't find new sellers to take this low. Well, there's only one thing to do. Buyers can buy. Now, can we put in a lower high or can we take this high and then find no new buyers and then we come right back down? It's just whatever you're trying to see in the market or whatever you see the best. I do want to see this puppy fall. I don't think I'm gonna get it. No, maybe I will. Just nervous because I know I should be buying around these dotted lines. And I know I fucked myself up a lot by trying to predict that we're going to go through this. But it seems like we're going to get that. You got head and shoulders, like left shoulder, left shoulder, head, right shoulder if you're trading patterns. Underneath a key area. You're just waiting for sellers to come in, like big time, and hit some of these stop losses. And I think it will like move when it if it does happen. Like we should get some big movement off of it. Because again, I'm like targeting somewhere in this box. Mainly because I'm trying to close this gap. That's been my idea, closing the gap of that volume profile before we go higher. So like close this gap, then we can find buyers and continue. It's just I want to see it. Trying to close this gap first. Got a lot of negative pressure for not going down. This is 900 contracts, 600, 600, 400, almost 400 again, and we're not going down. Right there, I should have broke even. And then reposition. If I still like it to the short side, I could be getting short again right here, moving my average up higher. That's if you want to like micro scalp, like I like to. But then like when you're micro scalping and you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, you can get punished, and you can get punished pretty hard. I'm trying to be more like a trader that puts in some positions and kind of let it run a little bit. So I'm kind of trying to evolve my trading, so to speak. I don't like this at all. And you clearly see why. I mean, there's just huge numbers. Yeah. So 43 is previous month's low. I gotta reverse this. Yeah, I'm trading horrible, which is to be expected at this time. Trading tired, it's the worst thing I do. I should have averaged in there and I didn't. I just gotta stick with my bias that it's going short. So you're down 13. Hopefully, like this whole move right here, if it does what I want it to do, and I stop switching directions, I'll get all this back, all in one move. It's we got big positive delta up here. We got big negative delta down here. We're just in a range right now. So the idea for a range would probably be like buy there if you want to play it, and then like sell there on the top of the range. because you're just range bound trading right now. You got support here, you got resistance here. Until one of those are broken, you're just gonna stay in this range. And while you're in the range, whatever your bias is to the short side or the buy buy side, you I would just play that direction. So I'm short biased. I should be playing every time it hits here to short it, and then maybe take some profit here and see if it'll rip through it eventually. See if you run out of buyers here. I will probably, like, if we get through 180, I would probably add more to it. Again, you're just, I'll stress this a lot because right here, these things, that's supposed to be a cue for me to buy. And this is, like, I'm pretty confused right now, but I'm trying to understand it and I'm trying to trade off of it. That's why it's causing problems. You really shouldn't trade when you're confused. But when I'm tired, I like to go a little crazy. You just gotta eat through this. You eat through this, you're gonna see some big movements to the 140. 140 would get you like 2 grand. Like one move, you're back positive and you're looking good. It's just, do you hold it long enough? You have the idea, so you're like, you're on the backside of this trade, so to speak, if you're looking at it like that. You're just not, I'm not seeing momentum to the downside yet, and that's when you get nervous. And do you actually outplay? Do you play the moves that you actually think's going to happen? It's one thing to know what's about to happen. It's a different thing to play it correctly. I'll always say the easy part is reading the charts. The hardest part is your brain. Really, ES. Like I've said this a bunch of times now. ES is tanking its way up. We took all these lows. It just seems like it's going for the highs. But NQ's not doing the same, so like you're getting caught by just trusting in the NQ to bring the market down when ES is kind of moving up. It's not the best place to be. 39. Yeah. Then you look over and Russell and the Dow Jones is just going crazy. So that's the uh, Russell. That's the same fucking thing. It shouldn't be like that. That's the Russell. I think that happened yesterday too. Hmm. All right, you're getting big movement. Like I said, it's just play in the range, sell here, buy here kind of thing. But if you think it's gonna break this, maybe you try to hold it, but you got to realize it could just get bought up right here because it keeps getting bought up right here. And again, why I'm being stubborn and not trying to take this profit because I think it's going to go down here and I want the money because it brings me back to break even. Yeah, I could be right, but in my strategy, you kind of should get out right here. Kind of breaking a lot. Like all this should kind of be buys. I shouldn't be trying to predict that we're going to go through this. Just take the 600. Because we're into this 1,000 again and we're just getting bought up again. Just like that. So right there, you could have had $600, knock this down to like 700 negative. But on hindsight, it could rip right through this. I could get out, and then 2 seconds later, it's all the way down here. Again, it's all about the brain. Do you play it right? Do you play the ideas right? When you do something that goes against your overall move, and then it does your overall move, what does that do to your brain? Like, these are things that make trading hard. Come on, you got to push through it. You're under that 1,000. Now you need to find sellers here. It's getting hard to not just take this. I am going to take this. Oh, I didn't want to do that, but kind of worked out. We'll put a stop loss in. So we're just down 600. I'm still keeping an eye, or I just might play this to the upside because if it's just going to stay in a range, might as well play the range. Or just wait for it to come up here and then short it again pretty heavy because we have identified the range. I mean, look at it. 1,000, 20, 2,400, another 8, another 8, another 5, and we can't get no movement down. There's less buyers on the side of that, but if we can't get under this, all this big numbers, they're just negative if they come back up. You could see like all this. We're not taking this out, right? This high. So you have a divergence from ES. See how like we're sitting straight? these two aren't moving together right now, and that's normally not the best thing. I like to see them move together, and when they're not moving together, you get a lot of this choppy bullshit. But we could play this choppy bullshit, like buy here, or sell here, buy here. Like there's ways to play around this. Back in that, and you got that 5-minute EMA cloud right here. I got Russell and Dow Jones up. You can see we're kind of moving up on them. We're above VWAP on both of them. That's pretty good. We're above this 15-minute zone. That's pretty good. Looks pretty bullish over there. It looks starting to look bullish on ES. And then Q is kind of falling behind. I just don't like the. This is a massive amount of negative delta, and we're not getting any follow through on it. And everything else is pushing. That's the other. Everything is pushing. I see why it's so choppy. The stock market's choppy as shit. So NASDAQ is just like tech companies and shit, like a couple hundred, couple thousand companies, I mean. And it's just the average of a bunch of companies. Like NQ, look at, I mean NQ, NVIDIA, see how choppy that is? That's part of this market. I got two NVIDIAs, not sure why. Tesla is part of this market. It's kind of going up, but Amazon's going down. Microsoft's going down. So that's what you're taking. You're taking the average of, especially the SP 500. It's the average of 500 companies, the top 500 performing companies, and then that's just the average. Trading like stocks are so much easier because they have their own personality and shit. Where like ES and NQ, like you're dealing with just the average of companies. Whatever side we break out of this zone, I'm probably going to play. So if we break out here and we go up, I'm probably going to play the upside. If we break down, I'm just going to play the downside. More than likely. I'm going to reset this down because I want to see what's happening at this top. Because I'll also get short if I see it. I'm a little nervous going short because everything else is moving up. A lot of negative delta right there. We're probably going to play off of that here shortly. Down 640. Yeah, we're going to start playing off of this. It's the minute I start playing, you see. That's the question about trading. Can you keep a mental head? Right as I was just talking about it. If it holds above that previous month low, I will just reverse my position more than likely. I was waiting for that next candle. Otherwise, I'm just going to get more short. I think I'm on the wrong side. But we'll give it a second. We are at the high of this range. We're gonna get some more. I'm just range bound trading right now. I just want to see it come down here. If we get follow through, great. If we don't, whatever. We already got half of the negative position. No, we don't. Just a lot of negative right now, which you would assume because you got this high and then it push higher, so negative pressure is going to come. I'm just going to take that. I should have took it at 300 to lower it down to 3. That was kind of my bad. A lot of my bads today, but that's definitely not what I should have done. And I just felt it. This is news because the oil just dropped. There's some news somewhere. Oil's tanking. I mean, could have just been stop orders. Are we going to hold this range or what? Just again, we're putting in big delta numbers to the high side. Could this be a fake breakout? I wonder why oil dropped like that. At the same time, this went crazy. A lot of positive delta here, a lot of negative delta, so you're kind of like in a balanced market up here. Kind of seeing what this. Oh, damn, I wasn't even showing you guys shit. My bad. That sucks. ES, kind of waiting to see what happens with this 15-minute zone. Are we going to get rejection or are we going to get above it and chase these highs? It's kind of what we're looking at now. Damn, I'm showing you the wrong screen. This 15-minute high, that's me tired. 15-minute zone, if we get above it, I would look to chase these highs. If we reject it, I would think a hard uh, nosedive down to the lows of days. Just 200 EMAs acting as resistance, as it should. We're going to start a position. A lot of big delta up there that doesn't look convincing that we're going up. We're just getting more. We're in 7. You know how I say like I'm trading scared? This is me not trading scared. It's just I'm too tired and sometimes I don't pick up what I should be doing. But how I'm trading aggressive like this is what I mean when I'm saying I'm trading scared. Because this is how I should be, especially when I know what the market's doing. Um, we're not going to make the same mistake twice. We're going to start putting some stop orders in 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if it hits them, we're out. If it keeps going, we'll just keep moving them down. We're just down 5 fit. We're pretty much break even. Well, not no more. See, we're at the like bottom of the range, so we kind of just want to tighten up our stops because it's a good possibility that we're gonna start trading back to the high side of this range because you're just playing ranges. Just close it. So we're just down $76, and that's how you come back from a $1,300, well, $1,500 fuck up. But we need to continue off of this. ES is getting pretty rejected right here. You see how like ES is now getting rejected, and NQ is already at a low point because it didn't do what ES did. So this is like the opportunity for NQ to kind of like run. Never mind. Welcome to trading. There's news. Somebody knows something. Let me show you oil real quick. That's oil. Oil's just dropping. Somebody knew something just a second ago. Wow, that's great that I got it on uh video calling that. Like I saw something happening with crude oil. And because the war's going on, I'll just pull it up here. I saw this big drop. Somebody knew something. Now the news is probably out for everybody to know. That was some like inside trader. Almost guarantee it. This is news. This isn't just somebody breaking stop losses and shit. Um, what I was interested in that pre-market high, it's kind of getting hit right now. Um, what kind of news are we dealing with? Uh, and here's your news 2 minutes ago. Ready to have peace talks. That's why we're getting this movement. Back into this negative delta. I wouldn't really. I'd call that insignificant at this moment. I'm gonna get a drink. Let's just kind of settle it out for a second. All right, so with news, like war type of news, it's like you might get this initial big pop and then it works into some type of resistance. And just because the news is good, the technicals of the chart might still push it back down because the news is over. The news hit, this is what happened. And if we don't continue, then you got to forget about that big move up. This was just like computers and shit analyzing the news and then doing whatever it wants to do. And it's just so fast it does these moves like this. Now, if we get through this 15-minute EMA, we could get pretty bullish here. Like real bullish. Because we still haven't touched pre-market. All these highs up here look great to go get. Now that we're kind of rejecting that just nervous about this big 600 number right here. I don't want to be trapped with them if they're trapped. Kind of looking up at ES to kind of see what it's doing. Crude oil has just gone down. So we reclaim this London low here. I'm really starting to like it to the upside. Couldn't push under, got above previous month low. You're above London's low. If we can hold this and start breaking these highs, I would think stop losses are all through here. Sellers really need to keep this underneath this and back under London's low and back under previous month's low, which they're working on it. I like this type of bigger range, but like you could even play ranges like smaller than that, like bang, bang. There's your highs, there's your lows. If you think it's gonna go up, maybe you want to play more around the lows. Wherever you find the edge in the system is where you should trade. We're still working around this 200 EMA too. I got caught here earlier. That's what made me take the loss, thinking I was gonna break out. And see if you bought here, there's a chance it runs, and that's 50 points. That's a lot of money. I think the technicals are taking over, though, as you can see. Technicals are definitely taking over. Or it's news. This is manipulation. It has to be. Crude oil just went fucking crazy high. That's crude oil. Somebody's talking. This ain't just stop orders. Trying to pause right now because something's happening. Somebody's doing something. And I don't want to get caught in no bullshit. Again, like I don't like seeing all that negative delta down there, and we're not going. We're going the opposite way. Get an arrow. We're kind of holding this. We broke previous month low, retested it. Now it's the time to go if it's gonna go. See all this delta? You want to kind of leave this if you can. Like, it'd be nice to just leave all this. It's called like a volume tail. There's no volume, and then the volume's up here, and then it just leaves. So only down 76. That's not bad. That's one trade, if that. Not gonna lie, I would love to see this break out and go chase this high down. I think that would be a very nice move. But it is the 15-minute EMAs. Crude is going down, so I'm assuming whatever it is, it's good news that war is gonna end. This is what sucks when you have like a noisy guy like Trump and a lot of things going on in the world. Stock market tends to be very hard to trade compared to like when there's no noise and everything's kind of set and everything's going smooth. Been going for an hour and a half. So you're at a hole number two, 300. Whole numbers tend to be a pain in the ass. 300, 350, 250, those type of just like psychological shit. It's just like when Tesla, because Elon Musk does crazy shit. Anytime it's like 369 or 269, it has problems at 69 for whatever reason. So I went to a 30-second chart just because I don't want to see as much. I don't want to see trades that aren't there. I don't want to trade all this crap. So like you go to a higher time frame, you'll see less. Same way if I like go to a minute, you just see less, which is tend to be safer. Higher the time frame, more safer you'll probably be. But I want to trade aggressive, so I stay with the 30-second and 10-second. It was my whole idea of building a strategy. I wanted to stay aggressive. I wanted to find trades whenever I wanted to find trades. Man, it just sucks when you're tired trading. I might do some work off of recording this, but I think I'm gonna just stop recording. We're kind of stuck. I know exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna shut this recording off and it's gonna start ripping like crazy. If you're like a trend line kind of person, like kind of getting it to break that. I'm gonna reset the time, see what we're getting as we're breaking this trend line. I want to see obviously clear power of buyers. And I don't see that. You could also go like this. Like if you wanted to, you could play that to that. You're in a range and just knock this off. I'd say it's more riskier though. It's kind of what I'm trying to get away from. I'll take like a bigger range like this to that, but like I think with the smaller shit, it's just better to leave it alone. Even though it's like 12 points. 12 points is enough on NASDAQ. Just a dilemma I have. If I want to trade it or not. Yeah, someone's talking. Or something's happening. It's just kind of boring at this point. So I'm gonna end this.